Hey, what's up, you guys? What's up? What's going on? Let me go ahead and grab my mics. I want you guys to be able to hear me loud and clear. Hopefully, test, test, 1 2 1 2. There we go. All right. So I want to go over this video with you guys. I want to explain exactly how I make $10,000 or more on Autopilot online. I want to break this down for you guys, make it super simple because I'm super excited that as this video is being made, we are releasing our social media ATM mini course, and it's going to be free. All right. But I want to get you guys excited and pumped about what you're going to learn and why it would be worth your time to actually learn the social media methods that I put together, because it's going to help you start earning money online versus getting a part-time job or working overtime, spending more time away from your family. I know you don't like it. I don't like it. That's why I actually took my business online. I sold a profitable brick and mortar business because I started earning more money online than I was slaving away 12 and 16-hour days in my brick and mortar business. Now, for some people, they're like, yo, Joe, I love my brick and mortar business. I love what I do. I don't want to get rid of it. Well, this video and this training will still apply to you. You can still take this, and instead of, again, working more hours just to make more income, you can actually work the set amount of hours that you want to work. And anything in addition to that, to bring in more income, you can do it online from home, part-time, or just a few hours here and there throughout the week, and you will make an income. I made more money when I went on vacation than I spent on vacation. So that's what I want to explain to you guys in this video, exactly how you can set yourself up to do the same exact thing. I truly believe that any industry can make an income online. I think anybody can. I think sometimes you have to think outside the box depending on what you do, but I think anybody can do it. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I do and how you can do it yourself. Now, this is just like the sky high view of my social media ATM method. And I call it that because you can truly make your social media like an ATM machine, like where you're pulling money out of a machine because it's being generated from what you guys do. So let me go ahead and share that with you guys right now. I got this little whiteboard here for you guys. I'm gonna pull out my little laser. I'm gonna show you guys how I went from making absolutely no money online to making six figures every year. I make multiple six figures, but I went to making six figures in a single year, my first year going online, not knowing what I was doing. Now, I initially invested probably a little over $10,000 just to learn the process. I'm a big believer that, you know what, if you are going to do something and you're going to do it right, you better pay for the training and the education on how to do it. I can't tell you how many people try to do things the cheap way. They get burnt out, they run out of money, and they never get started, or they never make the profits they thought they could, and they end up spending and wasting more money than they could have just like made by learning it right the first place. That's why I invest in coaches, courses. I invest in all those things because I know ahead of time I'm going to follow through. I'm going to watch it, even if it's like a rinky-dinky little $500 course. I'm going to pay for it. If it's $1,000 course, $5,000 course, it doesn't matter to me, because I'm going to apply what I'm learning. So I hope for you guys, like with these free videos and free courses I'm putting out there, it's going to inspire you to get with the program and do what you need to do to earn the income you think you deserve. All right. So here's a quick breakdown of my social media ATM method. Here's the essentials that you have to understand. Number one, you have to know how to launch an online business. You need to know how to create a business entity. You need to know if you need insurance or not. You need to know what kind of documents go along with it, business bank accounts, all those things. So these are like all the not so sexy things that most business coaches kind of just skip over. They don't really teach their students like how to build an actual business. They kind of assume that you've already done it and they want to get to the sexy part. That's how they sell their courses for such a high dollar. So for you, just remember, like you can find someone that may provide it. You just got to ask the questions. Like, are you going to teach me from the ground up, or are you just going to teach me how to market and sell? Because those are two completely different coaching approaches. The next thing you need to do is whatever you decide to do, you need to learn how to operate the business. If you don't know how to operate it, let's say you got everything plug and play, it's thrown at you, but you just don't know where to start. You got a lot of questions. You don't know how to market. You don't know how to sell. there's a lot of questions left unturned and you're doing all by yourself, that's going to be a problem long term. So you really want to learn how to operate the business, all the moving parts. So when you start to bring on a staff, you can teach them how to do it and take over from there. You want to earn profits from the business. That's a big one right there. A lot of people lose money, and capital and a lack of planning are two of the top reasons why most businesses fail. Most businesses either get burnt out, mentally or financially, and they crash and burn. Most businesses don't even know how to turn a profit because they just like keep throwing money out the door towards all these expenses that aren't necessarily bringing back a return on their investment. So, again, that's why my social media course, I teach people how to pay yourself first, get those profits first before you start paying all the other debtors that you have in your life. Okay. And then lastly, you want to learn how to coach or teach the business. Okay. That's part of the ATM process. So you learn how to do the process, you do the process, and then you coach others. And now that last piece is what's going to bring in this automatic payments to you, even when you're sleeping, even when you're on vacation. This is going to get you paid, guys. So let's go ahead and start off with the first one, launching a business. Now, there's 3 different approaches you can do to start making money online. You can be self-taught. Now, this one right here is the cheapest, and it's the longest way. So if you got time, like let's say it's no big rush, you're financially set, you're not hating your job. This is just like something you always want to do. And you're willing to pick up a few books, watch hours and hours and hours of videos and trainings and hunting things down, doing your research. That's probably the best route for you. You enjoy the chase, you enjoy the challenge, and you don't mind doing things the hard way and the long way. By all means, this is like the marathon runner. If you can think of an athlete, this is the marathon runner without a marathon running coach. You're just figuring things out as you go. The next one is buying a course. Now, this is obviously costs more money and it's more expensive than being self-taught, but this is going to cut your time down at least in half, if not by more, because all the answers, everything you need is going to be compiled into one video training course. And it's going to greatly benefit you. You're going to have a great idea of what to do, how to execute, and you can take action. Now, this is not good for people who need accountability. This is not good for people who may have questions and things just aren't clicking because it's just a course. And most people, they're not going to spend a lot of time helping you out learning a process if all they do is sell courses. I've bought courses like that. And I've even had the creators tell me like, hey, you might want to go find yourself a business coach, or you may want to go find someone that will mentor you in the industry. We just build courses. We don't do coaching. And that broke my little heart, right? I was like, God, I was so pumped. I paid $1,000 for the course, which is relatively speaking compared to a college degree, it's nothing, right? But, it's still $1,000. And I was kind of disappointed that nothing came along with it. Now, the best one, but obviously the most pricey one, is hiring a coach. This is going to probably make you the most money in the quickest fashion because you're going to probably get a course along with it. You're going to get a coach who's going to probably push you, and it's going to educate you. And if you have questions, they're probably going to have like coaching calls, right? They're going to offer something of value to you so you can really excel in their program. So this is probably the most beneficial. This is going to get you the greatest return on your investment, but it's probably going to cost you the most as well. Most coaches these days, you can expect on the low end to pay like around $3,000, all the way up to like 25,000, 30. I have one guy tell me his coaching program was $50,000. My first coach, I spent 20 grand. All right. And then all the other coaches ranged between 6 to 10 grand. So I've had about 5 business coaches, but I've never paid less than like 6 grand for a business coach. Now, business courses, yeah, definitely spent less, but business coaches, no less than 6 grand. I mean, that's just like the industry standard right there. But again, the coaches who I paid, like the one for 20 grand, I've made a couple hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Over time. I had my lowest coach, $6,000. He's probably one of my better coaches. And I've made like multiple 6 figures under his watchful eye. So if you're going to tell me $100,000 is going to be created off of paying you $6,000, it kind of makes sense, right? Next up, when you learn how to operate a business, you want to become proficient at it. Learn the business, learn all the ins and outs and everything that comes along with it. And then you want to study it. Don't take days off, guys. Quit taking it easy. Quit making excuses. Quit getting distracted with all these life events If you invest in a program, you invest in coaching, give it your all. You need to commit to the process. Then you need to start earning profits from the business. That means you need to apply the things you learn. There's so many people who buy programs and they get frustrated, they get stressed, and they never even apply what they learn. They never make any money. You need to learn how to scale with a staff, systems, processes. Now, how do we make this happen? Well, honestly, when we're talking about scaling a business with a staff, it means that you've learned a business, you started doing it, you create like SOPs, right? Standards of practices. You all the instructions step by step on how to do something. Go hire yourself a virtual assistant. Go hire yourself an employee. Put them in a position to run those programs for you so you can work on your business, not work in your business. Can you imagine the CEO for Starbucks? All he did was make coffee and run his business. He would never have a franchise like he has today. Like his corporation would never go to the amount it is. But what he did was he created the systems and processes. He hired a staff. He stepped away. He let them do the work. And he kept on making the business better and better and better. And he started duplicating all over the place. And he never had to step foot in the business again. He constantly works on it to grow the business, Starbucks. All right. But he needs a staff. He needs systems and processes to make that happen. Now, lastly, this is what's going to make you get paid on autopilot when you're sleeping, when you're on vacation, when you're tired, when you're stressed. Matter of fact, I woke up this morning and I saw that I made 3 sales, over the weekend. This is Memorial Weekend, and it was awesome because I never really expect a sale to be made when I'm not doing anything. But, I got my systems in place to where I make sales on autopilot. So you want to create yourself a digital course. This is big, and let me explain to you guys why. There's so many people in college tuition debt. There's so many young people in these generations today who are totally against going to colleges because they don't see the point. Because if they can make money on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, being influencers, or running a business without having to go to college, and they're making multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, and more, why go to college if you can do that? If there's a little bit of hope that you can do it, why go to college? And I agree with them. Times are changing, y'all. The internet and social media has changed the game, and you need to get with the program. Instead of pumping and dumping 30 grand, 60 grand and more into a traditional college university just to come out, still looking for a job, still trying to work for somebody, why not create your own business? That's my question. Why not do your own thing? Create a course, all right? And then in that course, you can sell it anywhere from like a couple $100s to a couple $1,000. Usually industry standard, especially if you got a good, robust course, is about $1,000. You can make $1,000 course and sell it on autopilot without ever talking to anybody, without having to coach anybody. You just make a robust course that answers all the questions someone may have, and then you give it to them for a lifetime and let it keep it moving. All right. You can create a group coaching format, meaning maybe you have a course and you have coaching that goes along with it, meaning like you're answering questions throughout the week. The course gives them everything they need. You don't need to keep reteaching the course. It's in the course. You're just there to field questions and motivate and inspire people to continue on with what you've provided. And it's going to be 12 weeks, 16 weeks, six months or more. It's totally up to you on how you want to set up your coaching program. In my social media ATM course, my mini course, I talk about my strategy and how I make money and how it works for me and the income that I want. All right. And then lastly, if you're going to do one-to-one, it needs to be high ticket. It needs to be high ticket only, meaning you need to charge 20 grand, 30 grand or higher for your time. And don't be conservative. Don't feel bad about it. Just do it. Otherwise, if they're not willing to pay you 20 grand for your time, and I'm talking about like, if you're going to give a set amount of months or a year, whatever the case may be, they need to pay you at least what they would pay a minimum wage employee, right? Because they're going to have access to contact you. They're going to be meeting with you on your time, whether it's weekly or monthly, whatever. That's your time. It's precious time. And you're teaching them one-to-one, meaning they don't want anyone else to interrupt your sessions with the exception of you. So you need to make sure you charge what you're worth. But again, it all goes back to, do you want this on automation? Well, then you need to make sure you have a process where you build the know, like, and trust factor. Your clients got to know you. They got to like you. They got to trust that you're the expert and whatever you provide that's going to benefit them. How do they trust you? Provide them something free of value so that they actually get gains from it. And then they believe that anything you put out there is going to be beneficial to them financially. And then they're going to be willing to pay even more money because the free thing you gave them benefit. So if I give you $5,000 or $10,000, I'm sure that you're going to make me a multi-millionaire, or you're going to help me make multi-six figures off of your paid courses if your free courses was beneficial. That's just how the mind process works. And you just need to be able to over deliver. If you know your business can make them multiple six figures, tell them they can make at least like $100,000. Tell them they can make at least six figures if they run your process and do it exactly how you say, step by step. If you know it can make them $1,000, let them know, hey, you know what? You're going to make a couple $100 for sure if you follow my process. And then when you over deliver, because they're making way more money than that, they're going to absolutely love you and trust you. So again, it just goes on to say, guys, that whatever you decide to do, you got to learn something like a business to run online. You got to do that business and actually make money so you know how it works. And then you got to go ahead and coach or teach it through a digital course or in person so you can actually multiply your income working for yourself and not working for somebody else, guys. And I'm telling you right now, if you go ahead in the comments below, you let me know that you want the free course that I'm teaching, which is the social media ATM course. Let me know if you want a copy of that. I will personally send you the USB key with my course that I put together so you can start making money online now for free. I practice what I preach. I would never ask you to pay for my coaching without you actually making money off of something for free that I gave you. All right. And if you don't, that's cool. As long as you benefit and you know what, you give me a virtual high five, tell me that what I did changed your life. I'm absolutely cool with that too. I make these videos for free for people to benefit and to improve their lives, y'all. That's all that really matters at the end of the day. One helps another. Iron sharpens iron. All right, guys. Until the next video, I'll see y'all later.